Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video I want to show you the progress we've made on the 1889 old farmhouse renovation. We're doing a two-story addition off the back of the farmhouse, and to save a little bit of money, hopefully a lot of money, we've decided to do quite a bit of the demo ourselves. So the whole family's gotten together. We've really been kicking ass last few days. I want to say thanks to everybody who's came out. It's been a huge help. And yeah, just going to kind of walk you through the house here and show you what a balloon framed home looks like. If you have an old farmhouse like this, likely it is balloon framed. If it's older than this, being 130 years old, you're probably into like a post and beam, which is like old. We're doing the balloon framing. So I'll explain balloon framing to you here, and I will show you what it looks like with the walls off, because there aren't too many videos on YouTube really showing this level of demo, we'll call it. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so starting at the back of the house here, you can see we've removed the deck, exposing the field stone. Here's the back of the house. All this is going to be a two-story addition. So I'll show you some kind of before and afters of that as we go. But we'll take a step in the house here. A little bit of a death trap. Watch your step. This is pretty tricky to do with a camera in your hand, but this is her. That's the old washroom there, laundry. This was our dining room. And yeah, she's all gutted. You can really see the original farmhouse here. I don't know if this was the front door or if that was the front door, but there was two hinges. This looked like it might have been a big window or something. The other window I think was here. And then there maybe bedroom or something, and then living space, I'm not sure, but so this is where we're at anyhow. So I'll quickly explain balloon framing. So if you understand traditional framing with bottom plates and top plates and a wall, you basically have 2x4s nailed to a bottom plate and then to a top plate. Well, with balloon framing, the actual better watch myself. The actual sill plate sits down here. This one's really beefy. Here you can see it here. Like here's a sill plate, right? And then the actual wall sits on top of the sill plate like normal, but these 2x4 studs go all the way to the attic. There's no top plate, there's no fire blocking. These are extremely long 2x4s. They're real 2x4s too, as you can see there, and they go all the way up. And then what actually happens is the second story sits like they call it a ledger board. Basically runs the length, and the 2x4s are notched out. The ledger board sits on that, and then the floor joists are notched into the ledger board, and they just land on like this. And you can actually see where we had our contractor come in here, because all these floor joists were splitting. They weren't too bad originally, but when we started knocking all the plaster and lath off, I didn't know this, but I guess all that basically cement wall really helps with the structure, keeps everything tight. When we came back a couple days later, some of these floor joists were splitting like really bad, more than when I originally seen them. So we came in here, jacked it up, and put that like liquid nail stuff to it, and then hung joist hangers. So he's going to do that for all of them, and reinforce the roof and then the basement as well. So another thing, you know, we got this 12x12 beam down the center, as I guess this span here, wall to wall, is just way too long for a 2x4. You get way too much sag, so we've got a center. It would be similar to like a steel beam in your basement or whatever, holding your joists together, except these are just notched. Same idea. The floor joists sit inside of the beam. The beam actually has a hand cut post down there. You can actually see the axe marks, which is really badass. And that holds the center of the house up here. And same idea, the other side of the house, because this is actually, you know, regular basement, 5 feet. The other side here is a crawl space, but the other story, the same ledger board is notched, and then those floor joists just sit on it here, and then all the weight from this side, is transferred through, and it is super shady, transferred through all these 2x4s down to another sill plate. Everything's a little rotten. This one on the outside is extremely bad. I know this one here isn't the best, but they're super beefy, so it's all up to the contractor if they're gonna change that. We had quite a bit of electrical to deal with. I still gotta clean up. Basically, my next job is to remove all of the nails, clips, everything on the floor joists, because we need to sister up these floor joists so we can make a level floor. And then what we're doing for our addition is actually blowing this entire wall out. They've got a massive, I think it's 24-foot steel beam coming in here, and they're gonna fly it in with a crane. So I think what his plan is to first get level floor, go in the basement, jack this floor up, come up here, more of these jacks, jack the second story up, take all the weight off these 2x4s, and then cut them out, and then figure out a way to land the steel beam on the corners, transfer the load down to the basement, and then on the other side it's going to be poured concrete, and they're going to butt it up, get a nice level floor, and yeah, that's the plan anyhow. We're still a ways away. I've got several hours clean up here. Oh, I guess quickly we should explain a little more on the balloon framing, because it's quite interesting. There's I think 2 reasons why they call it balloon framing. One for sure is because the house is not actually attached to the foundation. The entire home just sits on the field stones. So there's no, like in traditional housing where you've got your poured concrete foundation and you have studs that protrude out, and then the bottom plate sits on it, and then you attach the framing to the foundation. This framing just sits on the foundation, and theoretically the whole house could fly away like a balloon. I think that's where it comes from. And then the other thing, and I've noticed pretty much all the walls, because these are 20-something foot 2x4s, they all are starting to bow, kind of in the shape of a balloon. That's why the house is more like circular. All the walls are getting pulled in because of the weight of the home, which means that the middle of the wall framing is kind of bowing out a little bit. So to counter that, what we're going to have to likely do, not on this wall, but exterior walls, we're going to have to put 2x4s out and build the wall out this way so that we can get a nice level floor, level wall and level floor, same idea, and just square everything up. But tons of work. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. If you've got an old farmhouse like this, or you're thinking of renovating an old farmhouse, definitely hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below if you've got something similar going on. We'd love to check out your farmhouse renovation. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. I think we'll be there next week, and the contractor is getting ready to blow out that wall and dig the foundation. So check back then. Alright, take care.